All right, today we're talking about a shift that is so big it's almost hard to wrap your head around. Artificial intelligence is learning to move. Yeah, you heard that right. It's breaking out of the digital world of bits and bytes and stepping right into our physical world of atoms. The robots aren't just coming, they're here, and they are absolutely about to change everything. To get a sense of what's happening, let's take a quick trip back in time. Look at these two pictures. This is New York City. On the left, it's 1900. The streets are just packed with horses. Go ahead, try and find the one car in that photo. Now, look at the right. Just 13 years later, 1913. The whole world is flipped. Now you have to squint to find the one horse in a sea of automobiles. That is how fast massive change can happen. And we are on the verge of seeing it happen all over again.
And this quote right here, it really gets to the heart of it. You know, for all its incredible power, AI has been stuck behind a screen. It can write poetry, it can make art, it can have a conversation, but it's never been able to move, to actually interact with our world. Well, that's all changing. As Morgan Stanley put it so well, AI's about to get physical.
So yeah, this is that fundamental leap we're talking about. AI is getting physical. We're witnessing a move from an intelligence that only knows the digital world to one that can see and navigate and even manipulate the world of atoms that you and I live in.
You know, to really understand how big a deal this is, we have to go back to 1995. The brilliant astronomer Carl Sagan, he saw something coming. He worried about what happens to a society when it forgets how to make things. He actually predicted serious geopolitical problems down the road. Hang on to that thought, because that prophecy is at the very center of this whole story.
So the big question is, why is all this happening right now? What's the real driver here? Well, it all comes down to a new kind of gold rush. I'm talking about a race for photons. AI has to learn to see, and to do that, it needs to get out of the digital world.
And here's the problem that's forcing its hand. For years, AI models have just been feasting on the internet, right? All the text, all the images, all the code we've ever put online. But that well is starting to run dry. So think about it. If every company has basically the same data, and they all have access to the same supercomputers, how in the world does one AI get an edge over another? Well, the answer is, it has to move into a whole new dimension. See, AI has totally conquered the knowledge economy. Think of that as the y-axis on a chart. For it to keep growing, it has no choice but to move to the physical economy, the world of atoms. That's the x-axis. And to win there, it needs to see. I love this analogy. It's called the fat tuna analogy. Imagine you're on a deserted island and you see this giant 600-pound bluefin tuna just swimming around offshore. But you don't have a boat. You don't have a fishing rod. You've got nothing. So what's that tuna worth to you? It's worthless. Zero. Its potential is massive, but you can't get to it. Well, it's the same exact thing for all the visual data in the real world. Without a way to collect it, it might as well not exist. But now imagine someone gives you a boat and a fishing rod, the right tools. All of a sudden, that same tuna has a very real market price. In fact, one just like it sold for $3.1 million. And that's the whole point. Robots, they are the boats and the fishing rods for AI. They are the probes that can finally go out into the world and capture all of that priceless data. Okay, so who's building these probes? Who are the big players in this new game? We are seeing some of the biggest tech companies in the world completely re-engineer their businesses, all to capture physical data and build this new future. I mean, look at Tesla. Their advantage isn't just one thing. It's a whole stack of things. You can remember it with the acronym DREAMS. They have the data from millions of cars driving around, they have in-house robotics, cutting-edge energy storage, a world-class AI team, a connection to space, and maybe most importantly, manufacturing. You have to be able to make the robots that collect the data that makes the robots better. It's this incredible, powerful, virtuous cycle. Then you've got Meta. And they're tackling this from a totally different and kind of sneaky angle, your face. By putting cameras in their smart glasses, they are collecting incredibly valuable first-person visual data about how we humans interact with the world. Every single person who wears them becomes a data collector, a trainer for their AI. The quote really says it all. The glasses might look cool, but your face?
Your face has become a battleground for data.
And of course, you cannot talk about the physical world without talking about Amazon. They are an absolute powerhouse. Check this out. In 2017, for every robot in their warehouses, there were 5 human workers. Today, it's down to just 2. The pace of automation is just breathtaking. And remember how they turned their own internal computer servers into the multi-billion-dollar giant Amazon Web Services? Well, it seems pretty obvious what's next. Amazon Bot Services, for rent to the entire world.
So, what happens when all these different forces start to combine? We start to see just how dramatically this technology is going to reshape our world. Honestly, the scale of this disruption is so big, the numbers are just staggering.
Let's just focus on one area for a second: transportation. Every single year, all of us, humanity, we collectively spend 720 billion hours sitting inside of cars. That number is so big, it's basically meaningless. So let's convert it. That's 82 million years. 82 million years. That is literally the same amount of time that has passed since the dinosaurs were at their peak. Think about that. Unlocking all of that time with self-driving cars, it represents one of the single biggest economic opportunities in human history.
And it's not just going to stop on the ground. Come on. An AI that can handle the chaos of a city street can definitely handle flying through 3-dimensional airspace. This is going to open up a whole new low-altitude economy. Flying cars, EVTOs, whatever you want to call them, this market could eventually be bigger than the entire global car industry is today. And it'll take a ton of pressure off the crowded surface of our planet.
But you know, this whole race for physical AI isn't just about cool new gadgets or making money. It's really about national power. We are walking into a brand new era of geopolitical competition. You could call it a Sputnik on steroids moment.
Just think back to the 1950s. When the Soviet Union launched that little Sputnik satellite, it sent this massive shockwave of fear and anxiety through the United States. And what did that fear do? It created the Apollo program. It kicked off a huge boom in science and engineering. Well, today, geopolitical competition, especially with China, is lighting that same fire. It's reawakening that Apollo spirit. And it's driving a new wave of innovation in AI, in robotics, and in space.
And this brings us right back to Carl Sagan's prophecy. Look at this chart. For 80 straight years, manufacturing in the US as a piece of the economy has been in a steady, unstoppable decline, from almost 30% right after World War II down to just 10% today. The line just goes down and down and down, decade after decade. This chart, this is the physical proof of the future that Sagan was so worried about.
So what's the ultimate destination here? What's the final form of this new era? Our last section here is all about what many people think is the key to this entire thing: the humanoid robot.
So why build a robot that looks like a person? The logic is so simple, but it's also incredibly profound. We built the entire world, our tools, our homes, our cars, our cities. We built it all for the human body. So a robot that's shaped like a person can instantly get to work in a world that's already designed perfectly for it. No retrofitting needed. And the potential market for a machine like that, oh, just the entire $40 trillion global labor market.
Now, trying to understand this new robot ecosystem can be a little much. So here's a simple way to break it down into 3 parts. First, you've got the brain. That's the computer chips, the semis, the sensors. Then you've got the body. That's the batteries, the motors, the magnets, the actuators. And finally, you have the integrators. These are the companies like Tesla that put all the pieces together into one amazing, functioning robot. And that brings us full circle. This incredible intersection of AI and the physical world. This new age of robotics. It gives us a real, tangible chance to reverse that 80-year decline we talked about. It's a chance to bring manufacturing home, to innovate like never before, and maybe, just maybe, to finally disprove Carl Sagan's haunting prophecy.
Make no mistake, we are living through a pivotal moment in history. The choices we make, the technologies we build over the next 5 or 10 years, they're going to have consequences that last for generations. History books will absolutely be written about this time. The only question is, what are they going to say?